our first question is, do you identify yourself as a Latina?
Yes, I do. I do identify myself as a Latina.
Okay, can you expand on that a little bit?
How do I explain that? Oh, wow, that's a...
Are you involved in like organizations?
Yes, I am. I am involved in a lot of organizations. I'm involved with the Hispanic Women's Network of Texas, or with the Fort Worth chapter. I'm also involved with the LULAC, the local chapter here in Fort Worth. The Tejano, I'm also involved with the Tejano Democrats of Texas. So yes, I do identify myself as a Latina.
Very cool. Where and when were you born, and who are your parents and siblings? Just about kind of your home life growing up.
I'm actually, my parents, I come from immigrant parents. I am an immigrant myself too. I am currently a permanent resident. I'm not a citizen yet. Right. That's one of my goals, is to become a citizen. I would love to be a citizen of the United States. I grew up, but I was 3 years old when we first came to this country. So, but we didn't become permanent residents until the 80s. I get when Ronald Reagan did the amnesty.
Okay.
So my parents actually, it's so funny because I consider myself a Democrat, and then and they consider themselves Republicans because of Ronald Reagan.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really funny, and I'm like, I try to tell my parents, I'm like, it's kind of different now, but because they're so loyal. I think most of Latinos or Hispanics are really loyal, so because of they associate Ronald Reagan and the Republican Party with their amnesty, and because they're and why they became permanent residents.
So, do you have siblings?
I do. There's 4 of us. There's 3 girls, and we have 1 brother. And I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of them.
So are they citizens? Were they born here?
They are. Myself and my younger brother are not, but then my 2 younger sisters are citizens. They were born and raised here.
Where did you immigrate from?
From a little border town, Del Rio, Acuña. Okay. So it's probably 6 hours from here. But it's close to Laredo. But it's Del Rio.
Yeah. What role did religion play in you when you left your home country? I know you said you were younger. So.
Yeah, I was. Well, it's still very important. It's an important role where I was raised Catholic, so I am still Catholic. I still go to the church. I'm raising my kids Catholic. They actually even go to catechism classes. I do remember going. We migrated to the United States, and we were here probably until I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and then we actually even moved back. Our families moved back to Mexico, and I actually went to school there for a year. And I was in 4th grade going on 5th grade, and I remember going to catechism classes and how important. I mean, religion is kind of ingrained in our in our families, in our Hispanic families. Not all Latinos are Catholics, I know that.
Yeah.
But most of them are, and it's a big part of our life. So I do remember going to catechism classes, and they were so strict. It was really strict, and it was really hard on me because Spanish is my first language. But then when I was here, I started kindergarten, so I was speaking English. So and when we moved back, it was hard because I knew Spanish, but I didn't know how to read or write.
Yeah.
So I had to learn all that, and then the nuns were very strict because everything was we had to, and even kind of a little bit of Latin. So it was really confusing.
Yeah,
it was confusing for me. But
yeah. Has religion or your permanent residency contributed to your success?
Yes, I think I get my family values and beliefs through my religion, and family is very important to me. I was raised in a very traditional Mexican family, so both of my parents didn't have any kind of education. They had like elementary education, and so I was brought up and raised to be a mother. Like my parents always wanted me to. Their goal was for me to graduate high school, and get married and have a family. So as I got older, I was like, well, no, I want to go to. I want to further my education. I want to go to college. So they didn't understand why I wanted to do that. But I did go to college, and I actually met my husband, which you met earlier. I thought it was my husband,
Okay.
and we met in college. That wasn't my. It's just something that happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of my goals because my parents, I think, pushed it so much on me. But I did. I got married, and we graduated from. Well, we met in college. He's my college sweetheart, and then after we graduated, we got married and we started a family. So now, we have a family, and we're. As much as I hate to admit, I'm kind of raising my kids kind of like my parents raised
Yeah.
me, except I always tell people that I am a feminist Catholic or a Catholic feminist because I don't really push gender roles on my children like we were. Like I had my brother, and he was able to do. He had way more freedoms than I did. They were more strict on me as a female, and especially an older female. I wasn't allowed to date until after I was probably 18, and I mean it was really strict. And I think that all goes back to how they were raised through their Catholic church and through their religion. But like I said, I'm still very involved in my religion. We go to mass every Sunday. My kids do go to catechism every Tuesday and Saturday. But we kind of instill the same beliefs and values, but yet I don't push gender roles like they're all equal. My two daughters and my son. If one washes dishes, they all wash dishes. They all learn how to do laundry. They all, and I try to instill them that if she wants to be an astronaut or scientist, whatever, they can, and so can my son. And if my son wants to be whatever he wants to be, I try not to push gender roles on him, like I was brought up to, which is the opposite that I was brought up to.
Could you describe the neighborhood you grew up in and who your role models were at the time?
It was a small neighborhood. There were At the time there was not a lot of Hispanic families where I lived. It wasn't until I moved now to Fort Worth where I live in the north side, and there's mostly we're all Hispanic. It's a Hispanic or neighborhood, but my role models I would say are is my mom. My biggest role model is my mom, even though she was uneducated and she was a stay-at-home mom, and in a lot of Latino or Hispanic families, people always see the male, or maybe not in our culture, but in other cultures, they always think that the males are, kind of the machismo and how they're the ones in charge. But really, it's the mothers. It's always been the mothers, the grandmothers, great grandmothers. They're the ones that are really in charge. They're the ones that keep the families together. So even though my mom was, uneducated and a stay-at-home mom, she was my role model because she was the strongest woman I know.
Very cool. Where did you go to church and school growing up, and what other community organizations and extracurriculars helped to shape your life, and did you find important as
Growing up, like I grew up in a small neighborhood, and I think my graduating class was like 49, so it was a really small little neighborhood. But you know what? I took Spanish class because I thought it was going to be easy for me because I knew Spanish, and it was really kind of hard. But one of my teachers, my Spanish teacher, I don't remember her name, but we had a Spanish club, so I joined the Spanish club, and then we had the future there because it was such a small school, and it was what did we had the Spanish club, the future homemakers of America,
Yeah.
the future farmers. Is it the farmers?
FFA. Yeah.
So those were my only three choices. So I chose the Spanish Club, and then I chose the future homemakers of it, and um, that's when I got to travel a lot with the Spanish Club. We went to San Antonio. We went to little festivals here and there, like in Abbott. So, and that's when I decided that I was going to continue my education, and I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach Spanish. So I think that did a lot to help develop who I am, or to further my education.
Absolutely. What do you see as the role of women in public life?
What do I see?
Like, what is the role of women in public life? Just your view on that.
When it's changed a lot, the demographics are changing, and there's more women now. So I feel that we're taking bigger roles as leaders, not only just in the community, but in business or any other form. There's especially in my organization that I'm a part of, with the Hispanic Women's Network. That's what we try to do. We have this program called the LIP program, which is Latinas in Progress. So it's an educational program where we go out and we get senior high school students, and they have to be Latinas, of course, because that's our mission, is to empower Latina women. And we partner up with other universities and colleges, and so this whole year every month they go to a series. Like the last series was civic duty or civic and leadership. So we try to teach them to become role models in their community or in their professional lives. Then at the end we have a scholarship banquet, and we give them all scholarships. But I think, it's an important role. We're going to play an important role because there's more women too. We outnumber the men now. So.
Okay, great. In contrast to that, what is the role of women in the home life?
Oh, well. For me personally, I work here. I work at Tarrant County College, but I only work part-time because I do have 3 children, and so I do consider myself stay-at-home mom, even though that I always said that I wasn't going to do that because my mother was a stay-at-home mom. And I did go to college and I received a degree. I even have, I was working on my master's when we decided to get married and move back here to Fort Worth. But now I think there's more of a partnership between spouses. You no longer have just a wife that can be a stay-at-home mom, but so you now have stay-at-home dads. So I think it's more equal, and not only that, but I feel like traditional families are changing, where now you have same-sex marriages, or you could have 2 dads or two moms. So I think that role is changing too. I mean, you're no longer just it's not no longer just a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. You could be a stay-at-home dad, or you have 2 moms that stay at home or work. So it's changing. Yeah,
absolutely. How are women treated by religious institutions?
Oh, I think I don't think we've progressed very much in the religion